The tension in the bold and the beautiful has never been higher as Finn faces a crossroads that will alter the course of his life forever. After weeks of internal struggle and mounting pressure from those around him, Finn makes a decision that shocks everyone. He cuts Luna out of his life for good. The latest twist in the ongoing drama between Finn, Steffy, and Luna takes an even darker turn as a simple dinner conversation transforms into an explosive confrontation. The moment Finn chooses to break away from Luna, it is clear that the stakes are higher than ever before. Luna had always hoped for a different outcome. As the daughter of Sheila, Luna never had the chance to grow up in a traditional family setting, and she had always dreamed of a bond with her father, Finn, that would bridge the gap of years lost. The moment she learned Finn was her biological father, it became an obsession, one that would eventually lead to her confronting him, demanding his acceptance. Despite all of Steffi's warnings and her own doubts, Finn had been initially torn between the man he wanted to be and the reality of what Luna represented to his family. He considered the possibility of reaching out to her, offering her a chance to be part of his life, even if only as a distant figure. However, Steffi had made her feelings clear from the start. She would never allow Luna into their lives, especially not while Steffi was fighting to keep her family intact. Steffi's influence over Finn has always been strong, but her position becomes even more apparent when she lays down an ultimatum. "If you let her in, it's over for us," Steffi warns, her voice steady but filled with a quiet rage. "Luna is dangerous. She's Sheila's daughter, and she can never be a part of our family." Finn is caught between his sense of duty as a father and his loyalty to the woman he married and the family he's trying to protect. After much agonizing, Finn realizes that Steffi is right. Luna's presence could destroy everything. The final decision comes when Finn invites Luna to dinner, a moment that had been building for weeks. Luna is eager, believing that she will finally get the acceptance she craves. But when they sit down to talk, the atmosphere quickly shifts from tentative optimism to cold confrontation. Finn wastes no time in telling Luna the painful truth: he can't be her father, and he won't be a part of her life. He tells her that it's time for her to leave town, that he is cutting all ties with her. "I can't do this," Finn says, his voice trembling slightly but resolute. "You need to go. You can't stay here anymore. I'm not the father you think I am." Luna is stunned at first. She had hoped for some kind of reconciliation, some sign that Finn would take responsibility for her and that they could start building a relationship. But instead, she's faced with rejection. And then Finn goes a step further, taking out a checkbook and offering her money, a gesture that cuts deeper than anything else he could have said. "Take this," Finn says, almost dismissively, "and leave. It's for the best." The gesture is a slap in Luna's face, a cruel reminder that she will never be a part of the family Finn has with Steffi. For a moment, Luna's eyes flash with fury, her hands shaking as she looks at the money. She takes it, but there is nothing grateful in her expression. There is only seething anger. Luna feels humiliated, betrayed, and utterly alone. But beneath the surface of her apparent resignation, Luna is furious. The rejection is more than she can handle, and she can feel the fire inside her burning hotter with each passing second. Steffi had won. Finn had sided with her, and now Luna was being thrown away like trash. What's worse is that Finn's betrayal isn't just emotional, it's financial. The money is meant to silence her, to make her go away quietly, and Luna cannot tolerate it. Her hands tighten around the check as she looks at Finn one last time, hatred rising in her chest. "I will make you regret this," Luna mutters under her breath as she leaves the restaurant, her mind racing with thoughts of revenge. The plan had been simple. She just wanted to be a part of Finn's life, to be acknowledged. But now, she's been thrown out with nothing but the cold sting of rejection. She leaves the restaurant with a single, burning thought: she will make Steffy pay. Back at Steffy's house, she's unaware of the storm that's brewing, unaware that Luna is plotting something far darker than anyone could imagine. Steffy's mind is focused on keeping her family safe, on protecting Finn and the children from the chaos that has been creeping into their lives for months. But she will soon find herself in the crosshairs of someone who has nothing left to lose. Luna's rage consumes her as she stews over Finn's betrayal. She begins to spiral, her mind fixating on Steffy, the woman who stood between her and the family she desperately wanted. The more she thinks about it, the more she becomes convinced that Steffy is the source of all her pain. She begins to plan, her thoughts growing more sinister by the hour. Luna's anger transforms into something much darker. She doesn't just want Finn's approval anymore, she wants revenge. And the more she thinks about it, the more she feels that Steffy is the one who needs to pay for everything she's caused. Luna's plan starts to take shape in the shadows of her mind, each step more ruthless than the last. She will stop at nothing to make Steffy suffer, to make her feel the same pain Luna has felt since the moment Finn turned his back on her. It's not just about getting even, it's about making Steffy understand the consequences of trying to control everything in Finn's life. The following days are a blur for Steffy and Finn as they try to go on with their lives, unaware of the storm brewing just outside their door. Steffy focuses on the children, on maintaining the semblance of normalcy that they've fought so hard to achieve. But Luna is far from done. She begins to move in the shadows, watching Steffy's every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. She knows that the key to destroying Steffy is to get inside her mind, to twist everything Steffy holds dear, to tear her apart from the inside out. As Luna's plan solidifies, she knows one thing for sure: Steffy won't see it coming. She has no idea what's about to hit her, and by the time she realizes it, it will be too late. The battle between the two women, one fueled by love and the other by hatred, is about to reach its boiling point. The consequences of Finn's decision to sever ties with Luna have only just begun. What happens next will leave everyone shattered, especially Steffy. Luna's vengeance will be swift. She's willing to go to any lengths to make Steffy feel the pain she's caused. And in the world of the bold and the beautiful, that can only mean one thing: a storm is coming, and no one will be left unscathed. Would you like to continue exploring this storyline, or would you prefer a different twist? The latest twist in the bold and the beautiful has shocked viewers to their core, plunging the characters into an abyss of violence, loss, and unanswered questions. In an act of desperation, Luna takes the opportunity to carry out a plan that would change everything forever. With Finn away from the house, Luna sees an opening. Stealthily, she infiltrates Steffy's home, setting the stage for an unimaginable tragedy. But things take a dark turn when Liam is unexpectedly there, complicating Luna's plan to exact revenge on Steffy. What begins as a calculated act of vengeance spirals into a bloodbath, leaving the Forrester family reeling in shock and horror. The horrific events that unfold will have long-lasting repercussions, and the truth behind the crime will become a tangled web of lies, confusion, and tragedy. Luna had always been obsessed with gaining Finn's approval and being accepted into his world, but rejection has pushed her to the brink of madness. Her father had cast her aside, and Steffy had been the driving force behind it. Luna's jealousy and hatred for Steffy grew to dangerous levels. She couldn't accept that she was being cast aside, unable to be part of the family she so desperately wanted to be a part of. Finn's decision to cut her out of his life had ignited something dark inside of her, a rage so intense that it drove her to the edge. Steffy, in her eyes, had everything Finn their children a life full of happiness. Luna had nothing. She was determined to make Steffy feel the pain she had endured, and she knew exactly how to do it. The plan was simple: get into Steffy's house, take her down, and leave her with a legacy of guilt, responsibility, and sorrow. Luna believed that this would finally give her the satisfaction she so desperately craved. But fate had other plans when Liam unexpectedly showed up at Steffy's house. He had arrived to visit his children and, perhaps unknowingly, walked straight into Luna's carefully laid trap. Liam's presence caused Luna to hesitate, but the hatred she felt for Steffy outweighed any remorse she might have felt in the moment. Luna moved quickly, slipping into the bedroom where Liam had been resting, unaware of the impending danger. In a flash of fury, Luna lunged at Liam, catching him off guard. The sharp sound of the knife slicing through the air was followed by a sickening thud as the blade plunged into Liam's chest. He gasped for breath, his body going limp in an instant. He never had a chance to fight back. Liam Spencer, the man who had been at the center of so many tangled relationships, died right there in Steffy's bedroom, a tragic victim of Luna's unrelenting desire for revenge. The sound of the struggle reached Steffy's ears, and she rushed into the room, calling Liam's name. But before she could even process what was happening, Luna was already on her, delivering a brutal blow that sent Steffy crashing to the floor, unconscious. Steffy's body crumpled, her world going black as the pain of the impact left her disoriented and vulnerable. Luna didn't hesitate. She knew what needed to be done. With a twisted sense of satisfaction, Luna delivered the fatal blow to Steffy, her knife sinking deep into Steffy's heart. Steffy's lifeless body fell to the floor, her once vibrant life snuffed out in an instant by Luna's rage. In a sickening display of calculation, Luna ensured that the crime would be blamed on someone else. Someone who had no chance to defend themselves. She placed Liam's fingerprints on the knife, making it appear as though he had been the one to commit the murders. The knife, now tainted with both Steffy and Liam's blood, became the perfect tool to frame Liam for the deaths of both women. Luna knew that the police would find the evidence, and they would believe that Liam, consumed by despair over his illness and his relationship with Steffy, had killed her before taking his own life. Luna's final act was to leave a letter, a typed note carefully crafted to seal her plan. The letter, written in Liam's name, claimed that Liam had not wanted to die alone. In it, he allegedly expressed his wish that Steffy would be with him in the afterlife, a romantic notion that painted their final moments together as some tragic love story. The letter read that Liam had killed Steffy in a desperate act of passion, then taken his own life in despair over his terminal condition. The letter was meticulously crafted to mislead the police and anyone who found it into thinking that this was a murder-suicide carried out by a man consumed by sorrow and regret. With her work done, Luna left the house quietly, knowing that she had sealed the fate of those she had destroyed. She walked away from the house, the weight of her actions pressing down on her, but there was no turning back. She had made her move, and now it was time to watch the chaos unfold. But Luna underestimated the power of the truth and just how much damage she had done to herself in the process. Finn's return to the house was the moment everything changed. He walked through the door, expecting to find his family safe and sound, but instead, he was met with a scene of horror. Liam and Steffy, both lifeless, lying in pools of blood. The sight was too much for Finn to comprehend. His mind raced as he tried to make sense of the situation, but it didn't take long before he found the letter, the one that would seal Liam's fate. The handwriting matched Liam's, and it only deepened the mystery. Finn's heart shattered as he read the note, unable to comprehend what he was reading. His world, his family, everything was crumbling before his eyes. The police were called immediately, and a full investigation was launched. But the evidence seemed to point directly to Liam. The fingerprints on the knife, the confession in the letter, it all made sense. Or did it? Something felt off. Finn, his mind racing, couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. He knew Luna had been involved. She had always been a wild card, unpredictable and dangerous. But how far had she gone to frame Liam, and would anyone believe the truth if it came to light? The investigation was swift, but it was far from clear. The police were convinced that Liam had committed the murders, with the letter providing a perfect explanation for his actions. The evidence was damning, but Finn and the family knew that something wasn't right. Was it possible that Luna had orchestrated the entire thing? Could the supposed murder-suicide really be the work of a calculated assassin, one whose vendetta had driven her to take down the people who stood in her way? The police were left with few answers, and the Forrester family was left in ruins. The tragedy of Liam and Steffy's deaths would haunt them forever, but the lingering question remained. Was it truly a murder-suicide, or was Luna the mastermind behind it all? In the end, the truth would come to light, but not without a devastating cost. The repercussions of Luna's actions would leave everyone shattered, and the questions surrounding her involvement would echo through the halls of the Forrester estate for years to come. The search for answers would continue, but the scars of this tragedy would never fully heal. The mystery of who killed Liam and Steffy may never be solved, and the consequences of Luna's decision to destroy everything in her path will leave everyone questioning who they can trust. Would you like a follow-up to this, or to explore more twists in the story?